No mai, haere mai. Welcome to 3 News. A man is missing after his car was washed away as he attempted to cross a swollen river in Warkworth, north of Auckland. A passenger managed to escape and raised the alarm. The heavy rain has led to states of emergency now being declared in Whangārei, Coromandel, Hauraki, Bay of Plenty and Gisborne districts. There's particular concern tonight for those living in Tolaga Bay and north of there, and residents near the Hikuwai River must now evacuate. Here's Adam Hollingworth.
This is the raging torrent which this morning swept away a man at a river crossing on Falls Road in Warkworth. Residents say the river's a metre higher than it normally is. A passenger was able to get out of the car and raise the alarm. A resident who was first on the scene told 3 News the passenger who flagged him down said his uncle was missing. Fire and emergency have joined the search for the man. And it was a case of déjà vu for residents of Ōakura. Back to square one with the road in and out now cut off. Under the emergency declaration, dozens have been evacuated.
Look, I've been here over 50 years and I've never seen it like this, ever. Especially the slips, I mean, they're appalling.
Like up until, say, 20 years ago, we had little floods, and sort of like the last 10 years or so, we're sort of getting this type of flood.
Rick and Nare Petera and Trish Wilson gathered provisions for a night in a neighbour's dry house around the corner, accommodation they secured through civil defence.
It's going to flood. We already got flooded the first time, and it's halfway up there already.
We listened to the weather warnings. When we read, we had to start making a decision. We're quite beachfront, so we knew that if it was going to be worse than what it was on Sunday morning, we needed to get out.
And
we had to make the decision.
We only just got out.
Water was again rising in their home.
The rain runoff is furious. It's like trying to drive across a river.
Yeah.
I think we've just broken the left suspension on our front, on our car.
They didn't evacuate first time round. This time they had to. How's morale then?
Oh, pretty good. It's
Pretty good. You know,
it's only rain, yeah, you won't melt it. You're not let it top it.
we belong to a really great community, eh?
And here is proof the advice not to work on cleaning up the flooded community hall was correct. Water pouring like a river from the front door for the second time in 4 days. Emergency services have been evacuating people who've been flooded and those affected by slips.
The people who are being moved at the moment are permanent residents who were fine before, but unfortunately the land is slipping behind their homes.
If anything, it's worse than had been anticipated.
You guys winning?
No, mate.
What's that, sorry?
No, not winning, but we're trying, and that's all we can ask for, eh?
What's happening with the water?
It's starting to subside, it's coming up higher and higher. So yeah, as you can see here, it's starting to come up.
We thought because the low tide, the water would be able to run off. But because we've reached saturation long ago and it hasn't really let up, it just built immediately. So we've already got flooding right through the bay in the same areas that we had flooding last time.
Other residents have been making an effort to fight back the floods in whatever way they can. Ōakura doubly unlucky, cut off but standing proud as a community.
Adam's with us now live. Adam, you and your camera operator are among those relying on temporary accommodation tonight.
Yes, Sam, in our effort to get here, we went down some roads that were potentially going to flood, and about an hour after we arrived, we discovered that they did actually flood. So all this road behind us leading to State Highway 1 is basically impassable. Even this road down the street here, you can see, is probably impassable for us tonight. So we are going to hunker down here tonight. And in fact, we were prepared to stay in our car, but in fact, Civil Defence just jumped in and they said, no, 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 we are going to now stay in a beautiful batch just over the road here, about 20 metres away. Some stats that Civil Defence gave us is that the police wanted to evacuate around 22 homes. In fact, some of them were already empty, so they've evacuated 18 people and 6 dogs from these homes. Just another warning that they gave, the stormwater is in danger of mixing with sewage here. So they're telling people in the Ōakura area, please do not drink water or use as little water as possible and don't have showers. And so basically, we are now going to wait until about 10 o'clock, where it's another pinch time because it will be the high tide.
OK, and Adam, any update on the man washed away in his car in Warkworth this morning?
Yes, unfortunately, we discovered late this afternoon that the call for that man in Warkworth who was swept away has actually been called off.
Adam, thank you for that update. Adam Hollingworth there live from Ōakura in Northland. Well, parts of the Coromandel Peninsula recorded around a month's worth of rainfall in just 12 hours, with flooding making Whitianga completely inaccessible by road. State Highway 25 has been shut to the north and the south of the town. Ava Whitworth has more.
Filmed by another driver braving the flooded roads is one vehicle with one driver, all but submerged on State Highway 25 just south of Whitianga. Thankfully, the lone driver was pulled from the car to safety.
Bro, nah, oi, I can't look at that, oi.
A month's worth of rain slammed the Coromandel in just 12 hours, causing severe flooding and multiple road closures. Whitianga cut off, leaving the coastal town inaccessible by road.
I'm not even kidding. Here's the entrance to where you walk in. It's completely underwater. Like, the river is there.
This Whitianga resident stranded and scared.
We can't get out. This is like rushing so hard. It's completely, everything is gone, and the hole under the house.
Rising surface water has also forced over 100 campers at Cook's Beach Resort to be evacuated in the early hours of this morning and moved to higher ground. This woman had to be rescued by kayak from her home north of Whitianga, saying she's never seen flooding like it, not even during Cyclone Gabrielle. Others left with nothing to do except wait or plan where they will be sleeping tonight, unable to get home.
I'm trying to find a bed. Might be in the car.
Your family in Pauanui being like, where are you?
I have a wife there that's telling me not to do anything stupid.
What's your backup plan if you can't get through this evening?
We haven't got one as yet.
Just being optimistic there?
Yeah, we're praying.
Metservice have issued a red heavy rain warning, the highest possible alert for the Coromandel, forecasting up to 290 millimetres of rain on the peninsula in a single day. Early this afternoon, the Thames Coromandel District Council declared a precautionary state of emergency for the region. It may look just a bit wet here and otherwise calm, but by 10 p.m. when high tide rolls through, it'll be a different story here for the Coromandel Peninsula, with many residents worrying the worst has yet to come. They're being asked to avoid floodwaters, limit non-essential travel and be prepared to evacuate at short notice if conditions worsen. There is also still a possibility of power and communication outages. An already waterlogged region now bracing for another deluge that's expected to last well into tomorrow.
We're going to cross now to Emergency Management and Recovery Minister Mark Mitchell, who joins me now live from Thames in the Coromandel. Minister, thanks for being with us tonight. What is the very latest from Civil Defence and the advice for overnight?
Yeah, evening, Sam. Look, first of all, if you don't mind, I just want to pass on my thoughts and condolences to the family of the gentleman that was lost in Warkworth today, part of my own community, and I just want to send a message of support to them. Up here on the Coromandel, we've got communities that are cut off, we've got slips, we've got flooding, everything that we would expect with a tropical low that's hitting us currently at the moment. But you know, from central government, local government working together, our agencies, first responders, community groups, the best way to respond to these events are whole of society, and that is clearly what we're seeing at the moment.
And are you worried about any communities in particular as we head into the evening, as we head into the dark hours overnight? We've just heard about homes near the Hikuwai River and Tolaga Bay now being evacuated.
Yeah, so there are communities that have been evacuated. Everyone has been proactive and making decisions early, and that's the right thing to do in these weather-related situations, especially when there's been a declaration and districts have gone into a local state of emergency. And as you've highlighted, we've currently got 5 districts in a local state of emergency. It's a big event, just because of the sheer size of this tropical low, and it's hitting, you know, primarily the major part of our eastern seaboard here in the North Island.
Look, we've heard people, of course, you know, talking about how it's invoking memories and comparisons to 2023 Cyclone Gabrielle. For many that are in the firing line tonight, how concerned are you this evening?
I'm just very look, I totally understand that, because Gabrielle had such a big impact on us as a country. There were lots of lessons that had to be learnt through that. As an incoming government, when I became minister, I received the report from Sajiri Mataparai. We didn't wait for the recommendations or to act on the lessons learnt, and I feel like this is a very strong response right through from central government, local government, first responders, government agencies, community groups, iwi and hapu. I've just come off a call with them. They're always very good with emergency management, got a big role to play, and you've seen that recently up north. So it's a very strong response. But like I said, the best response for us as a country in situations like this is whole of society, is people taking responsibility for what they can do and making good decisions as well, and making those early. And I was listening to some of the comments from the people that were interviewed by your reporters on the ground, and it was heartening to hear that they are making early decisions and getting themselves into the best possible and safest position they can.
Let's hope everybody stays safe overnight. Emergency Management and Recovery Minister Mark Mitchell, thank you for your time this evening. Tēnā koe.
Thanks, Sam. Thank you.
Okay, Heather Keats from Metservice is here. Kia ora, Heather. Okay, when will these communities under the red warnings be out of the woods? What's expected tonight?
Yeah, so we've still got a lot of rain to come. So some of the worst weather is still expected to arrive over the country. We're talking about the heaviest rain and the strongest wind as that low pressure system starts to make landfall and track southeast over the North Island over the next sort of 18 hours. So places like Northland, fortunately for them, that red warning is set to expire at 11 p.m. this evening. So they've got a few hours left of heavy rain. But for places like the Coromandel Peninsula, for places like Bay of Plenty, including Rotorua, for Gisborne, Tolaga Bay North, and also places like Auckland, some of that really heavy rain isn't expected until overnight tonight.
Okay, so we of course were in these orange rain warnings yesterday. What tips us into a red warning?
It's based on risk. So we look at when there's a high level of risk attached, uncertainty attached to this incoming sort of weather amplifying and being past the threshold of an orange, then we'll issue a red. But we also issue it when we've collaborated and talked to NEMA, to civil defence, to those emergency response groups on the ground. And in this instant, you had places like Northland that was sodden already, and we knew that the rain coming through was going to be bad. And then when we start to see those rainfall amounts tip over into the 200 millimetres that we've seen for Whitianga, it was inevitable that we needed to go to red to put everybody in those regions in the safest place possible.
We are, of course, heading into Auckland's anniversary weekend, so large parts of the top of the North Island will be heading away, potentially. What's the advice there? Should people be reconsidering their holiday plans?
Yeah, so it's interesting because this low system kind of races away pretty quickly. So it's going to track over the North Island tomorrow, it's going to move offshore, and actually from tomorrow afternoon and into the evening, we're going to see a clearing trend. We're still going to have some strong winds behind the low centre. The South Island still has a little bit longer with some heavy rain expected, but it's going to race away. Unfortunately, being Auckland anniversary weekend, those regions that are currently in those red warning zones, they're the ones that are going to be in recovery and clean-up mode for quite a while. We are still going to get some showers and some stronger winds over the weekend too. So my advice is to stay home and keep out of those communities, give them a chance to recover.